promoter David Avanesyan. Welcome, Neil. Been a frustrating period for you as well, but it's on, it's here. I know you felt that it might not happen, but believe me when I say these guys are ready, and March 28th we've got a wonderful fight.
Yeah, hello everyone, good morning. Probably now's a good time to bring the past up a little bit. So my apologies, because this fight is fantastic. We've got Eddie's sold the fight, David versus Josh. But there's been a lot said on social media, and there's, you know, I'm sorry for taking centre stage here, because it probably will do, because there's 7 fighters on here who deserve a lot more respect than I'll ever do for what they do in their careers. The facts that matters is Booth's a conman. Don't believe in the way he's speaking, and believe everything he says. And I'm so sorry for being outspoken and doing a press release the way he did. But somebody has to protect these fighters, and that's all I did with David Avanesyan. I don't do these press conferences, I don't do interviews, I don't do anything like that. But we'll just go over a couple of the events of the evening. Night before the fight, Adam Booth comes to me and threatens me that if we don't change the fight from 12 rounds to 10, he's pulling out the fight. I went, well, pull out the fight. He says, so then Frank Smith was there, Paul Reddy were there. There's nothing I'm saying, there wasn't leading matchroom officials there. Frank tried coercing me into keeping the fight on and different things. They then start saying it's always been a 12-round fight. It never was a 12-round, it was always a 12-round fight, it was never a 10-round fight. That's what we agreed. Now, the morning of the pull-out, Adam Booth's going to his car, packing his bags. I'm sat with leading matchroom fighters and coaches, laughing. Look at him, he's shit himself. Excuse me language. Shit himself. He's packing his bags, all his bags are going. There's a rules meeting. Every rules meeting, anyone who's experienced in boxing, you have a set of gloves. You check the gloves. You inspect the gloves. Didn't even open them. I said to Carl Greaves, respected guy in the game, what are you doing not checking your gloves? Or then he opened one. Guy's a conman. Guy's a conman. That's a fact. You know? I'd like to see what he has to say about what I've just said before we move on to part 2. And again, just one last thing. I never ever disrespect any fighter, and I'm sorry about it, because I do respect what Josh has done in a career, and no doubt he'll make a great fighter. But it's very important the public know exactly what Booth's about.
Do you want to go on?
Is that no comment, yeah?
Well, Q&A session, could you, Sam?
No, not at all. But you're full of shit, Adam. That's what it is. Secondly, Eddie promised us the return of the fight. So we said, okay, no problem. Get hold of Eddie. A leading, we was going for March in Newcastle. We was going. Eddie weren't responding. Matchroom weren't responding. They'd respond a couple of times. They'd say, yeah, we'll have a date this week, we'll have this. The top of the bill in the North East, a matchroom fight, and I don't want to start bringing other fighters in, had tweeted that Josh Kelly's pulled off the bill. Josh is then saying that we're moving on to a more glamorous fight. It's full of shit. It's not. I got tired of asking by email and asking for the fight. What do you do when a kid pulls off a bill when you schedule for it? You know? Listen, I will respect Josh Kelly when he gets in the ring with David Avanesyan. And that's it, you know? Is there anything you got to say about what I've said?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, me? Yeah, I think some of what you say is correct, but I'm more interested in the fight. I think there's a lot of comments to be made around the situations. I can tell you from this side, Josh Kelly and Adam Booth have asked me to make this fight with you. And they're in this fight. They're taking part in this fight. They're in front of you. So the past is the past. I'm pleased we have a fight with so many talking points, so much hype, and so much on the line. Now I want to hear from you on the fight.
Yeah.
Because it worries me that you think they might not turn up for the fight.
I am concerned that they won't turn up. You know? Like if I were managing Josh, I wouldn't be taking Avanesyan. We're not talking 38, 39-year-old boxer who's had his best days. He's talking a kid who's in the best form of his life, who's hungry, whose total desire is to provide for his family. And that'll be with beating Josh Kelly. Last thing I want to say on the past. If any of the mainstream media want to come to me, I've got absolutely everything, what I've just said, from emails chasing for fights, to emails off to WBA confirming the fight with 12 rounds. Got everything in black and white, and anybody's free to see it. I will do an exclusive with someone after, because I know Adam will release his own later. But anyway, that's all I have to say on the pad. No, he will. He'll try to justify what I've said. He's full of shit. And afterwards, I'm going to release something, and somebody will see, all the public will see what it's about. But anyway, that's it on the past. But anyway, going forward.
Last one on the fight. What happens in this fight, March 28th?
David, I have got absolutely no doubt Avanesyan knocks Josh Kelly out. It'll be a difficult fight for 5-6 rounds. He's a fantastic amateur. He'll be moving a lot. He's got a lot of speed. But David's going to get to him. That's why they tried to cut the 2 rounds off the last fight. David.
I will just say on that, Neil, that all the WBA fights that we've been involved with Josh were 10 rounds. So again, that's probably more of an error from our side. But again, not taking sides with anyone. I love this. Carry on. But for that particular point, we can see. But I know you got your notes and all your bits and pieces, but just finally, big fight for your man.
Yeah.
Bang there for the World Championships now, top 10 in every governing body, ready to go.
Yeah, what we did prior to the Kelly fight in the first place, he'd been beat by Kowalowskis, and we sat there waiting for the right fight. We had loads of offers, could have took fights all over. We highlighted CONMAN, we highlighted a kid called Quadrilla, who is number 2 now in the IBF. Who's fighting Olympians soon, I think, for the regular title. And it was about waiting for the right fight at the right time. And I remember we was at the Glen Foot fight with Team Robbie Davis, and we got the call off Eddie, and we put the phone down, and I couldn't believe me, look, Josh Kelly. He was one of the fights we really wanted, and knew David had his number. We all know the events have gone on probably a little bit too much. Fight fell through. We then picked up, we went on to CONMAN in Spain, and we all know what David did. And with Adam saying nobody knew who Avanesyan was, come on. You know, he boxed Shane Mosley on CBS in the US, which was massive viewing figures, terrestrial TV over there. He'd boxed Peterson in a very close fight, which again did huge numbers. Broner's had massive numbers in America. And David was co-main on that, and it was to say nobody knew who he was. Yeah, his profile's a lot higher, his form coming into this is a lot higher, but we're ready. And if you look at Josh's last 2 performances, if anything, we're more confident. You know, and that's no disrespect to Josh. I just think the fight is just that little bit too soon for him. He's going to turn a great fighter, and Adam's a great coach. You know, it's the personal things where I'm not happy with, but he will. Josh will come a great fighter, but now's the wrong time.
Next. Sorry?
I have a present for Adam.
For me?
For Adam.
Oh, for Adam.
Yeah. Right. There's been a lot of, I don't know, serious stuff said today. So let's finish on humour. I have a present for Adam. He has a lot of problems in life, so I've got, because it's relevant, there you go, Eddie. And I've also got some condoms to stop him pulling out. Here he has problems in boxing and outside of boxing. Give them to Adam, yeah? And after it, we'll say no more. Enjoy March the 28th, yeah, Adam?
Yeah, that's very good. How long did it take you to think of
They're
that
small as well, then, mate, yeah?
How long did it take you to think of that one?
How long did it take what?
How long did it take you to think of this joke here?
Oh, it just come, natural.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you just happen to find these at the table, did you?
No, I brought them. I know you love me, Adam, that's what it is.
You did a very good job. Well done, son.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can't wait. March 28th, O2 Arena, live on Sky Sports, live on DAZN across the US. Be there, tune in. Thank you for coming.